Hey, everyone. We just have an hour this week. We didn't get to the second hour because of two words, delivery sushi. Andy will tell you the story next week. Until then, enjoy this diet version of Thought Spiral. Doom, 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 doom,
Thought Spiral. Thought Spiral. Two Jews, two mice.
An hour-ish.
Starting now.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Everything's good. Hey, keep your powder dry today, okay, Josh?
I will.
All right. Do you know what that means? I think you do if you looked it up, right?
Oh, it's a gunpowder thing.
All right. So when you normally would shoot something, you put the musket powder into the thing, shove it down, but you get it wet because you want it to be a paste. That's when you're ready to shoot it. You shove it down the musket face of the barrel.
All right.
I'm arguing that we shouldn't have that expression anymore because people are already shooting each other. This is the weakest political material I think it's ever been written.
I don't think, I think there's things higher on the kill list.
Why do they? It could be a Seinfeld. Why do they call it powder? Because there's probably a reason why they call it powder.
Because it was gunpowder,
right?
yeah. It was an actual thing, yeah.
Why do they mean it has to be dry? Is there wet gunpowder? Yes, there's probably a reason. You don't know it, but I'm sure you would if you thought about it for a second.
Well, it won't ignite if it's wet.
Oh, well then why would you ever want to wet? Okay, they're coming. Wetting down the powder. Oh, it's just saying keep it dry, keep it ready. Don't mix the powder with your flour would be another thing that would happen in the old days.
Flour powder.
Flour powder. I hate guns. That's what I want to say.
Is that the upshot?
And if I ever had a gun, I'd be dead within 3 weeks. It'd be, Andy's decided to have a gun. Oh, no, he's going down to the range, too.
Yeah, I think first week you go to the range and
first sound.
Why isn't it bang? You know.
And very sad for my neighbor across the hall. Any strange sound at 3 a.m?
Yeah.
Ba-choom, choom, choom, choom. Ba-choom, ba-choom, choomy, choom.
Is that a gun? What is that?
Choomy, 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 choom.
Is that your gun sound?
Yeah, choomy, choom. Well, it's got a silencer. Choom, choom. I put a big sock on it. No, thank God I'm not a gun enthusiast. Actually, I am no, I'm not.
Wait, what?
Well, I was thinking about the old days. You would collect, cigarette lighters. So I was thinking, would there be a time period in the old days where I would collect old guns, old antique guns? Because they're beautiful.
They're not, though.
People say they are. Oh, you think those people? No. So when they say it's a beauty, she's a beauty, it just means it can kill many people.
Well, easily. I mean, I think there are. If you're a gun enthusiast, there are certainly aesthetically better looking guns than others, but
I can imagine, instead of the first time I saw electric guitar that wasn't wood looking, I was like, how's the sound coming out? I can't even figure it out.
My mother tried so hard to prevent my brother and I from playing with guns when we were kids, and she finally stopped when we just started building them out of Legos. My brother could make like an awesome submachine gun out of Legos.
Well, the argument is that you're not supposed to really let the kids play around. Isn't that the argument?
There's a lot of arguments when it comes to the kids.
Right. But you can't even.
Luckily, we had an only child, so he had no one to shoot.
No. You're supposed to allow him to shoot.
No, he could, but he just didn't want to because he had.
Oh. I don't know. When you hear the sound of my voice, I don't know why I'm talking.
Huh.
Good morning.
If we unravel that mystery.
Good morning to you, sir.
And a good morning to you, sir.
I broke something this morning. First thing out of the
bodily or possession?
Possession.
Okay.
My beautiful Bona Vita electric tea kettle. Like you may think, there's a hole in the center of the kettle, and you just put the thing on there, right? You just put it. You put there's a cat. I mean, there's a base. What's the bottom part?
There's a base.
There's a base, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little thin, round thing, but it's just, there's no reason. Why am I rushing? Am I a short order cook?
Are you slamming it down on the base?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. Do I have orders up? Is that the problem? I think the problem is that I'm always rushing a little bit, but I didn't even feel like I was rushing this time. This time I felt like I was trying to do like a cocktail thing.
Yeah. You flipped it and then yeah.
No, it really was a sad, like an old man sees a thing falling. He's not going to catch it, right?
Yeah. So the base,
and then water.
So the base broke on the floor.
No. What happened was this is the actual.
You are just bad at describing events.
That's right. Have you ever heard me testifying in a case of any kind? What does the guy look like? Holy Christ! What did he look like?
I was thinking about myself. Let's be honest, Your Honor.
You mean what do I look like trying to look at the guy?
Right.
Okay, so it's a kettle. The kettle part fell off the base. Crashed to the floor, and then the kettle handle is held by screws, but they're not screws once they're in there, you're supposed to leave them in there. So I could see myself trying to fix it today. But you understand what I'm saying, right?
Not really. So the handle detached from the decanter. Is this? It
didn't actually detach, but the top part of the handle came away from the kettle, revealing that inside there's little screws that hold the top of the kettle in. So there's a part of me that goes, I could screw. Hello?
Sorry. Whew, I almost steered off the road. Thank God I had my nod alarm on my ear.
You know what would be? There's certain jobs I could not do. Could not be James Elroy, for example.
No.
And describing with incredible florid detail, because he has a novel now out. What is his thing? The Killing of Marilyn Monroe? I don't know. It sounds a little wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't read.
Let the poor woman rest in peace, I say.
I know. They still haven't cracked that case, right?
Well, I mean, a lot of people think, yeah, she OD'd.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about the handsome hibiscus, the green petunia? Give me a chance. Give me a clue. The orchid, the black orchid.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with Marilyn Monroe, does it?
Oh, I thought you were talking about his. This is another one of those things where it's stupid. It's talk to stupid, Abbott and stupid. Okay, no, I'm talking about
this is
his own mother.
It's like in a Marvel movie where we split off into a multiverse.
It's his own mother. His own mother he thought was the hot potato. He thought she was the purple orchid. He wrote a book about how his own mother was the
It's an L.
chicken.
Yeah, okay.
You got it, though? You have it yet?
I know enough. Black Dahlia is what we're talking about?
Boom!
All right.
Black Dahlia. But have they figured out who did that? Who was the Black Dahlia?
I don't know enough about it to care.
Or care. This is the way. When you first watched Chinatown, I didn't get it. Now, maybe you were, I was young, 22. It took me several times to get it. And I'm not still sure I know I think I do know. I know everything now. Like when I first watched, I was like, "How could the water come on? How could the water come off?
Yeah.
How could the water?" All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just love the whole.
I certainly didn't understand the politics of it when I saw it the first time as a teenager.
It's pretty good, man. That's a good movie.
It's a great movie. Say what you want about Roman Polanski. He made a good one there.
I don't say what I want.
Please don't say what you want about Roman
I don't,
Polanski.
because in the old days, I actually used to say in the old days, before I decided to shut my mouth on it, I used to get into these arguments. Look, I know that he's a bad person and everything, but he did agree to, and then they went back on what the agreement was. Why am I arguing these things?
I was actually talking to Cleese about who was in Roman Polanski's last movie.
Oh, wow.
Which was just came out. It's apparently just unfucking believably bad.
Bad?
Yeah. He's 90 years old and he wrote a hard comedy. And, and it just looks terrible. And I brought it up to Cleese and he was like, yeah, it's just, there were times where just nobody knew what was going on.
Well, now look, the thing about him is that, I don't know how I would react if my wife was brutally killed, but he has certainly had a lot of stuff going on that contributed. See, this is the arguments I'll be getting into.
Are you apologizing for him?
Yeah, this is right. This is exactly the type of argument I'll be getting. And I had a couple of
Another
these.
multiverse has sprung open.
No, this is when I had like an argument like my Mr. KABC. Remember him? Mr. KFI, Mr. KABC. That was his handle.
Sure. For expediency's sake, yes, I remember him.
AM radio, right? So I'm in there on an AM radio station arguing Roman Polanski's side.
Yeah. Good job.
Here's the thing. My idea of layered nuance.
The fact that you called into radio stations explains everything about Twitter and your baby.
Oh, I used to call. Oh, no. Oh, no. I even remember waiting 3-4 hours, 2 hours once to get into KABC. See,
were you pacing back and forth angrily while you were waiting?
No, but this is the type of thing like you're supposed to, when you're looking in therapy and stuff, you're supposed to not regret everything that you look back and go, I was an idiot. You're supposed to try and even out your memories.
Really at cross purposes to comedy, isn't it?
It is, and also it's just objectively wrong. Why are you? I used to call Ira Festel. You don't even know that name.
No, I don't.
Yeah, do you remember the British Michael Jackson?
Sure.
I am Michael Jackson because when you eat at Gelson's, the food is fantastic. And if you go to Gladstone's the fish, don't forget to order the Gladstones. The fish is fantastic. Not bad, right?
Not bad.
You know what the second best thing I do?
I actually got to know Michael Jackson via a book on tape when I was a comic on the road listening to Stephen Hawking's book. He read Stephen Hawking's book. Oh,
A Brief History of Time?
Yes.
That's how you heard it?
Yes.
Through Michael Jackson? To a British guy going, oh, there's the black hole. Okay, stop it. And was he good?
Better than Stephen Hawking would have been.
I've read the book or tried to read the book 2 or 3 times. Couldn't get through it. I fell asleep on the book.
That's why it was better on tape.
Okay.
Because it causes you to barrel on.
Right.
Because you just have to trust that if you really need to know the theory, he'll teach it to you. Yes. But if you don't, he'll keep plowing on.
You mean the theory about
just whatever he's talking about? He's a good enough teacher that if you get caught up on everything you get or don't get, then you're just stuck in place. Yes. But that's the nice thing about Mr. ADD is then the book kind of forces you to keep going ahead. Right. Right. I don't listen to many books on tape because my mind wanders generally, but this was when I was driving.
Well, no, you do every night though, I thought.
Yeah, and then no, I listen to I listen to podcasts at night. I listen to largely The Rest is History, 2 British guys talking about history.
Wait, do you recommend that to me as a show?
It's a good show, yeah. Okay,
it's called The Rest is History.
Yes.
Okay. Who's the wacky part one?
Neither are too wacky.
I like that. Do you know how many shows, I'm assuming there are shows that copied? Well, you can't say the Karen show, My Murder Mystery, was the first of those shows, but it kind of was.
My Favorite Murder?
Yeah, My Favorite Murder was the first of those. It may not have been the first of those. Maybe somebody else did it, but there were so many shows came after it of 2 women saying, what are we talking about today, Sarah? Well, we're talking about the mass murderer who also ate his body parts.
Well, podcasts are no different than any other medium, which is you chase the success.
Right,
just like when Joe Rogan signed his deal, a lot more douche guys went on the air.
Oh, God. You just got me thinking about...
I'm happy to say we were motivated purely by the fact you moved 3 blocks from me.
Let me tell you something. You can hate the show. You can put it down. You can dislike it. You can hate Josh more than me. You can hate me more than Josh. I can't see how that would happen. But the one thing you can say is that we did it
out of time. I'm sorry.
You can't say we did it because we were taking advantage of a big boon in Jewish people talking.
Right. This is why you see so many podcasts that are like, it's 30 episodes.
No, we're hitting a new. The thing is, I don't know. You haven't told the people, but you were saying like when we were gone in the summer, we had a couple of like, I would call them like encounter type things.
We did.
Where you screamed at me.
Yeah.
Primal scream therapy.
Uh-huh.
You were screaming. I said, do it. Let it out. You went, you're fucking boring. The show's boring. But we never had the follow-up where you resolve that and see how you go into the future.
All right, I just said, we should do this again sometime.
Mother, you had me, but I never had you. Can you believe that he was doing a primal scream and a song?
Yeah, he wasn't doing the verse, though.
What's the name of that guy? The name of that guy, the Gestalt. Is it Gestalt? It could be the Gestalt guy.
Maybe.
That you have to, he said you must wail like a small child to get past when you were a small child.
You would think it would be called Gestalt!
I don't think it is Gestalt. I think it's separate from Primal Scream.
Gestalt just like rings to me as a more serene sort of thing.
Yes, Gestalt means, well, it's from the German word meaning hello. We were sitting around with Susan and the family once, and Susan's sister said, does Heil Hitler mean hello Hitler? I don't know if anyone's ever said that before, but it made me laugh very hard.
If you watch Hogan's Heroes, one might think that.
Yes. I cannot get back the hours upon hours of watching of that show.
I don't think they're wasted hours necessarily.
Well, part of it was wishing I was a handsome guy like Bob Crane. Not the part where he films all the horrible things,
right?
With the sexual things, but he in that show he's making out like a madman, and he's in a prisoner camp.
That's right.
And he can't get enough dates.
You know what he's doing? Making lemonade.
First of all, I would never want to be a prisoner of war.
Really?
But if they had a small, charming French person there, and
making pastries.
He was making pastries, right?
He was, yeah. The
How did he do?
Oh, the strudel.
Oh, because you're talking about how Schultz loved the strudel. Why would he make the strudel for Schultz so that they would do something on the back end?
It's called a bribe, dipshit. I'm sorry.
I didn't know he was being bribed. Well, here's the thing about Schultz. The character was excellent. If you wanted to say, look, you know what? We hate the Nazis, but some of them were just kind of like goofy guys who were like, get out of here. And therefore we learned that what? That they're not so bad? Nazis aren't so bad?
I just love how they had Jews playing the main Nazis.
Who was that?
Both Schultz and
Werner Klempler?
Werner von Klemper were Jewish.
Well, Bob Crane in some interview where I think he was a little bit of a wise guy or something.
It's kind of like cutting away to the black person in the audience when someone on stage tells a black joke. It's kind of you have the Jews play the Nazis.
You mean, and you're talking about as recently as Evening at the Improv in the 80s and 90s? As recently as Comedy Central?
Oh, it happened after the 80s, Andy.
And the 90s.
Yeah.
It probably happens right now.
I think it's a temptation. If you've got that cutaway shot to the unoffended Asian person who just got burned on stage.
I just thought of a funny thing. Because it's not funny when you do it, but if you just had like a person to act with.
Plus, there's no guarantee at all that the person that you've cut away to. In fact, there's almost no chance that person is laughing at the joke that was just told on stage.
Well, also, the idea being... Well, it's classically some of my best friends are black people bit, right? Look, this black person laughed at it. Well, that's not the same bit, but this person laughed at it, so it's objectively funny. It's like when Ricky Gervais says it's not offensive because I'm telling you it's not offensive.
Right.
Oh boy, now that I won these wars with all these people, it's almost
by retiring. Is that why you retired?
Yeah, by retiring.
You retired on top.
I look back wistfully. In other words, I don't know what it means. To me, wistfully means like kind of like whistling.
Wistful while you work.
Yes. I'm telling you, me and you could be some of the best Spaniards in the works that are going. Spaniards in the works. You know that I actually texted you more proof of my Spaniards in the works.
Did you? I'm sorry. I got blocked, I guess.
My text? You didn't block my text.
Yeah, they went to the anti-spam filter.
Oh, that would be sad. That would be sad if you're the only way you ever were able to contact me is if I asked you, did you get my email? And you go, oh, no, I didn't. Oh, let me check again. And you have the Andy folder.
Yeah, Josh, how much is this going to be? Hey, Josh, can you pick me up on the way to the thing?
What
Hey,
I
Josh.
meant was...
Yeah, Josh, what I meant was you're an asshole, and I'm a good person.
Is what I meant. Why do I look to the side now? It's a new thing.
No,
and
I don't like
it.
it. I don't like it at all. It feels like it feels like Hollywood.
Well, were you as fascinated by me as me by the old comics who invariably would come out and Ed Sullivan, Jackie Mason did it, but they not just Jackie Mason. They seemed to identify people out in the audience.
Yeah.
They identified Ed. That seemed to be a thing. Okay, just kill me. Here's what I want you to do. Kill me, but don't tell me I'm being killed.
Really?
Tell me
Okay.
it's a surprise party.
Sneak attack? Do you want it on a walk?
No. It's you secretly. What is it when they arrange for your death, but you don't want it, or you do want it? Assisted suicide.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And then you say he wanted the assisted suicide. Oh, of course he's complaining about it now. That's the first symptom of that you really need to die.
Yeah. I see.
What would be?
I see you as a death by cop guy.
What would be the next worst thing after assisted suicide? Not worst, but would be something that wouldn't be good. Helpful.
Recommended suicide.
Recommended.
My doctor gave me a suicide referral.
I know it makes me laugh to this day. I've told this story a million times. Every time I think of it, I'm going to relate the anecdote again. I don't care how many thought spirals you've heard. But when John Ridley and I were pitching to In Living Color, and we were pitching that Jack Kevorkian would have a portable death machine that you could, at home, at the office, at the beach, kill yourself conveniently, whatever. And they said, what would it look like?
Yeah.
Do you realize what's worse than that? Is that we did try to answer.
Well,
be a small
I would hope
machine,
so.
be a small tube running to a smaller tube, and then a button.
So you tell the story like it's an unreasonable question.
Please don't take the side of the Living
No,
Color
I'm
executive.
going to. I am.
Okay, tell me, explain to me.
Because you're pitching a comedy bit.
Right.
And it's a comedy bit.
It doesn't have to all be funny?
It's a comedy bit for television. So
What
when
would
you're
it look
making
like?
television and the whole bit is centered around a prop, you
don't
kind
see
of
how
want
it
to
could
be
be?
able. You kind of want to be able to imagine what that prop looks like.
Couldn't you do it on your own? Because an attaché case.
No,
Oh, I can't take it
because-
anymore.
no.
Attaché case. Boom, boom, boom. Isn't that the props department?
Yeah,
job?
but the props department comes to the writer and says, "What do you want it to look like?"
I want it to look like shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Okay, you win. You win again if you call this winning.
And then you went, "I'm just here on a black guy's coattails trying to get on staff."
That's a terrible. He got me my first acting gig.
John Ridley.
John Ridley on Martin.
So he's to blame.
Well, yesterday I watched the Jets, and I'm sure you watched them too.
The Jets
First of all,
almost looked like a football team yesterday, my friend.
They did a very good job. And I'm going to tell you something right now. When I go Monday morning, when I get these guys, because I'm often asked to conference in with the Jets,
Sure.
I say, you guys are doing it, man. You're doing it. Don't you fucking look the other way. Don't you fucking. Is that what they have, fucking? All right, you fucking fucks.
Yeah.
All right. Is the film crew from Hard Knocks here? Okay, fucks. Don't fucking fuck. You fuck. Fucking fuck. Fuck. I never watched the last two of those, and I can't watch it now.
Yeah, there's no point because it was revving all up for that season with Aaron Rodgers.
I was very excited when the Jets scored a touchdown, then they did the 2-point thing.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And I also think, is this going to be every week you're going to have Taylor Swift up in some area of, how long is that? When is that going to get old?
It depends on when it gets old between the two.
The other thing is, I actually like Kansas City. So of all the teams to beat my Jets,
The thing I loved really about the game was even I, who's not a gambler at all, felt the hopes of gamblers across the universe when he took a knee at the 1 yard line rather than scoring a touchdown, which would have beat the spread.
Wait, if he had scored a touchdown, what you're saying?
They were up
about this.
They were up by 3.
So it would have been. Why didn't he go in then?
The Chiefs were favored by 8. So anybody who bet on the Chiefs had to win by 8.
Oh, why did he do it?
He did it because then they don't have to give the ball back to the Jets and give them.
Yeah, which is the way.
No, he did it the right thing, but
yeah,
but gamblers around the world reviled him.
Right, the gambler. You know what? Fuck those gamblers. Don't do. I don't want you betting on the. There are people's lives at stake, and you're betting on what points there are. I don't know why they're at stake, though, part.
That's like a real complaint among athletes right now, is people bitching about them for fucking up their parlays.
Well, not only that, the warning was, and I watched some shows about it, the warning was, do not, for years he said, we're not going to associate ourselves with any kind of gambling site. And now they have.
Now it's all the leagues are completely in bed.
So you're telling me there's no way that this could lead to cheating?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. There's no way, no possible way.
And you're going to have a show 10 years from now. We're going to go.
We're so fucked.
We're so fucked. That's right.
This gambling thing is like, this is the, to me, going to be just like a huge fucking problem in this country.
And not only that, they have these things. I told you this. They wanted me to do a commercial, but they didn't offer me any money, and I wouldn't have done it anyway. But all these gambling, there's so many things. It was like, win 1 million fake coins, get 1 million fake coins, and we'll give you 30 trillion more fake coins.
Yeah.
There's not only their gambling sites, they're fake gambling, just just
to train you, to make you think to make you think you're good at it, and I can go spend money.
I think maybe one of the answers would have been to make it legal without involving the sports franchise. I mean, gambling should be legal. You should be able to play video poker at home, I think.
Yeah, but the leagues aren't going to let you make that much money off them without getting their beaks wet.
We live in a very, let me just say something. It seems to be it's like a dog-eat-dog thing going on with us. You know what I mean?
At best.
But that's not what we think. When we think of our show, we don't think, I'm going to rip those assholes off. Because maybe there's not enough incentive in our show. If we had more incentive.
There's neither incentive nor hope when it comes to our show. So
I think I just got something. Why don't we do $1 million giveaway like these people are doing? $1 million. You can win $1 million. Just guess.
Because we need a gambling site to put it up.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to do that. No. But the thing is, though, the idea of
we'd have to do the ad.
True, it's true. Well, here's the thing. I have often imagined, I'm sure you have done the same thing, just thinking, what if we were doing this? Go back to my PC. Josh, tell them about it. Yes, back to my PC. You can have any kind of computer anywhere. Shut up, Josh. You tell me the same thing when we're talking about shoes. So look into it. Back to my PC and back to the show.
Right.
Who cares that we're saying it on the show? Who cares? Right? Josh, have I told you that I'm making more of like mixed? I got the bullet now. The bullet.
You got the bullet? So you're making healthful drinks every morning now? That doesn't even sound like you.
I know you're joking, but it actually is a fantastic product. And the thing is,
a magic bullet, if you will.
Yeah, the magic bullet. And it's unbelievable. If you want your graham crackers smooth, boom, you got them. Let's say you're tired of eating pretzels separately with chewing. Boom. First of all, we had a magic bullet and it broke in about 5 minutes.
Boom.
And I want to tell you, smoothies people, an article came out that said, let me see if I can remember without sounding like a doddering old man. It's the type of carbohydrates you eat, right? We've known this for a while, right? Uh-huh. But that's why you shouldn't be smoothieing your drink. Like, how do I eat fruit? Whole. That's how I eat it, baby. No orange juice over here. It took me 50 years to get to that point. There's no orange juice. There's no... And so these things like taking out the... All right. I think it's a good sign that I bore myself. See, if I didn't bore myself, it'd be worse.
It's true. It's true, because then you'd be offended when I was.
How is the internal parts of your house holding up?
So far, so good, yeah.
And have you done any, do you want some Andy Kindler watercolors on the wall? I mean, I'm not even joking. They happen to be nice. You have enough artists in your family that you don't need my art.
No, I mean, if I can I pick it though?
Oh no, these are ones I haven't been moving. If you wanted to put up, okay, that should be something that we do one day. Do, but not during the show. And you know what? The first 5 people who donate to buymeacupofcoffee.com will get a free original 22 by 30 Andy Kindler watercolor original. Well, that doesn't mean that they're so good, right?
It's kind of Leroy Neimaning yourself.
Oh, didn't you love Leroy Neiman as a kid? Well, maybe you didn't come around.
Yes,
yeah, and he was like, "Oh, this
part
guy's
of that
the
was
greatest."
because I got free Leroy Neiman posters from Burger King of the Harlem
Is that how it happened?
Globetrotters, I think.
Oh, but what did he do? He sold. What did he do? How did he signed everything like Dolly?
Yeah, I mean, he was like Peter Max of sports.
Wait, was Peter Max also in trouble?
No, Peter Max is just a pop artist in the broadest sense of the word.
Do you remember
But he came he was on later once, and he signed posters for every member of the staff, which was nice of him. But also like, oh, I can see how valuable this signature is.
But he didn't. But nobody went to jail for anything, right?
I don't think so. Was there a Leroy Neiman scandal?
I thought there was a scandal going on.
There might have been.
Okay, well,
I remember falling asleep to a Leroy Neiman podcast, but I didn't get to the end. But I don't recall there being a Leroy Neiman scandal, but I could be very wrong.
Could have been Peter Max. No, it wasn't Peter Max. I loved both of them, and I also loved whoever was behind.
I think there was some sort of Peter Max litigation at some point.
That's why I think it hit me somehow when you said Peter Max. But I also loved all the Grateful Dead. There was so much
and
great
now
art.
You know only part of the story.
Do you listen to This American Life ever? I do.
I do. I listen to the first 10 minutes and then.
Well, he was doing it.
What's more soothing than vocal fry? I say.
I've been listening to This American Life for decades, and every time I'm still fooled by the intro. He intros a thing where he goes, "Well, you think it's going to be about Paul Harvey with the rest of the story?"
Yeah.
And then I'm going, I can't wait for this hour-long deep dive into Paul Harvey because I love crap like that. No, he's using that as an example of today on the show.
It's like a Rachel Maddow preamble. Have you noticed Ira Glass's voice is getting more feeble though?
Here's the thing. I love Ira Glass, and I know he listens to the show, so I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way because a lot of my heroes listen to the show. I used to make fun of him before I liked the show because I thought, because his voice, because of his diction. But then I can realize he just doesn't have great diction. That's what his thing is. He's like, shut up. He's got some kind of a thing going on where he swallows his words. Or he speaks too fast. But what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
No, what are you saying is happening to his voice?
He's just getting weaker. It's getting very thin.
He happens to have vocal dysphagia. Thanks.
Well, that explains it.
Oh, God. Oh, I give him my own personality just gave me a headache. Oh. What do you do when your own personality?
Go apologize to Susan.
Hey, did you see Matt? Just as you were calling me today, Matt Gaetz was on the floor.
I did.
Talking about it.
He's such a... Then he came out and he was doing an interview and he was like, "Don't interrupt me because then the other networks can't use my answer." And then...
First of all, it bothers me that he's smarter than Kevin McCarthy.
He is smarter than Kevin McCarthy. I mean, when we're talking low bars, that's the picture. But
and I must apologize to B actor Kevin McCarthy, who I used to make fun of. Not Kevin McCarthy. I used to make fun of Kevin McCarthy by calling him B actor Kevin McCarthy. But B actor Kevin McCarthy was actually an excellent actor who was in various movies. You should not be associated with this Kevin McCarthy. Do you know that Kevin McCarthy? I'm sure you do. He's like in Night of the Living Dead. He's been in a million movies.
I probably would know him upon seeing him, but...
Yes. And you know about Gig Young, right? Did you see his movies?
I know who Gig Young is.
Yeah, but you don't know because he plays different roles in every movie, my dad said.
Well, I can't track, Sometimes I'll go like years without knowing I had seen Gig Young in a movie. And they go, oh my God, that was Gig Young?
Boom. He played a toaster in a couple of movies.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
The other guy was Arthur Kennedy, which I don't even remember him quite, but Arthur Kennedy could play anything. Anything. Then he used to tell me also Martin Sheen can play Kennedy, and that's it.
Arthur Kennedy was great as the chorus girl in Can Can.
You have a thing. Sometimes your delivery goes to the front, but sometimes you go, it goes out. It's like a whole, I'm showing you the whole face.
It's a deep toolbox I carry with me everywhere.
I like the song Box of Rain, and I want to tell you that it's a beautiful song, and Phil Lesh sings the lead, and I recommend everybody. It's just a box of rain. He doesn't sound like that, but please listen to it today. I'm listening to more music now, Josh, and not Channel 1916 like I used to listen to. Not alternative music, adult alternative.
Yeah.
I'm using my...
Isn't adult alternative childhood?
No, it's the toddler. I do the toddler station. Okay. And you know what they play in the toddler station?
Please call Dance Hits! Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark.
Hey, and today we have the greatest thing in the studio today. It's a really funny thing. I got my Uncle Frankie. Say hi, Frankie.
Hi. Hi.
It's...
Hi. And then you put a petunia on it, and then it shoots out of you. $1 million. I need $1 billion. I need $1 squillion.
Now here's Bonnie.
Oh, is that from Shark Tank? But do you know watch the real Shark Tank? Do you? You know what the real Shark Tank is? Hollywood.
Yes. Yes.
I think I have to go pick it this week. Pick it.
Stop picking it. Don't pick it at it.
I got to pick it. Time to pick it again in this week. Because I thought it was over, but it's not over.
It's not over. But they're 9 to noon pickets. Very, very civilized.
Yes.
Very
for me,
civilized
pickets,
pickets, yes.
exactly. Senior citizen pickets, as you were. Hydration points. Hydration station.
Don't think of it as picketing so much as networking.
Well, that's true. Well, that is damn true.
Let's say what it really was. Schmoozing with a sign, huh?
You really are going. You're into that delivery today. It's like you swallowed a Catskills comic.
It's the way I keep my energy up with the faces.
How is your health?
That's why you should look at me when we're talking, because it's a delight.
How's your health overall? Anything you want to report?
Not really.
Okay. You seem to be doing good.
Overall, my health is all right.
All right, forget about it. I'm sorry I asked. Here's the guy who who knows the other person wants to be private about their own information, turns it on them somehow. Well, I'm not going to fucking ask if you're not going to give me the results of the MRI or tell me exactly what your A1C is. I'm not going to ask anymore.
I was going to come back at you with the
numbers,
with the name of that the law.
A1C goes down.
No, what's the law about personal medical information? What's the
HIPAA?
HIPAA. Is it HIPAA? Okay, I think it is HIPAA. All right,
something like
okay,
HIPAA.
Come at me.
I can't tell you. Well, what do you have currently? Do you have any skin problems?
Back off, Mr. HIPAA violation. I don't know.
I will give you my taxes. Of course I can't give them to you now. My taxes will be shown to you after the election. Until it's after the election, I go, what do you want? Did you see him today? He looked good
I'll give you my taxes after the indictment.
He looked good today. He looked like this was a
good?
good move for him, right?
Yes.
Just stick that stupid face with that.
He just looks like a buzzard sitting on a rock.
He does. Here's the thing about him is he knows as much as he breathes that he's a stupid man because he places no value in information.
No, I really believe that his only sort of personal hope for success now is that one of his followers will murder one of his adversaries. I think that's the only way he's going to feel like he.
You're not recommending this.
I'm not recommending this, obviously. I think obviously is obvious.
Yeah. But the thing is that that's his hope. Is his hope?
I think so. I'm not being hyperbolic even. I really believe the only satisfaction he will get is if there is violence done in his name.
I know that just shows you that the people who were like anybody. Well, there's no justification for anybody even ever thinking that he was somebody to get behind. So I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah. I never got that part of, well, he's an asshole and he's racist and he's a bigot, but he certainly says the things that racists and bigots want to say. I mean, I never understood anything that was the attraction. And when I hear them say they thought he really was like The Apprentice America, it just makes me sick. That has to do with people voting. Right. I saw him on The Apprentice. He seemed pretty good.
Right.
We were stupid.
He seemed in control.
He seemed in control. And the thing is, isn't it something, what is it called? Is it ironic that he hates to fire? He doesn't even know how to fire people. He can't do it personally. He has to have people fire people for him. Is that irony, or is that just another fact about it?
I guess it's under the ironic umbrella, I think.
He's scared. He's actually scared. Beyond the murderous dictator that he is, he's a frightened little baby, which you didn't see as much with people like Gotti. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I'm not going to say Gotti was a better person than Donald Trump, but he was a little bit more.
But Gotti did have murder at his disposal for retribution.
That's true.
Well, so Gotti got to relieve some of his tension occasionally.
True. But Gotti, when he was the dapper Don, I mean, I'm just saying, if he's going to model himself, he should go with the. I just want to say that Gotti was like a genius compared, like a political, almost like a hero compared to Trump. Because people I never got that thing too either with Gotti. Like, oh, unbelievable! He gave my mother $1,000 before he had somebody else in the neighborhood killed.
Right.
Do you think that you would, in any of your lives, would you have ever cozied up to gangsters? This is something I have I've done a very good job of not doing.
Yeah, no, I've never, aside from the occasional club owner. No, I can't see that.
But the difference is like,
I don't have the wiring for a life of crime. Or I would have commenced by now.
Well, you'd be pretty good at it.
No.
You have too much conscience.
I have a really annoying conscience.
What are you doing that for, Josh? Someone's going to get hurt.
The good news is I know my conscience enough to not do the deeds that will cripple me for the rest of my life.
Right. What do you recommend for me now? Should I get the NFL? I'm not getting that NFL package or anything. I'm not getting any of.
All right, then I have no recommendations for you.
But yesterday I got very upset. And
Did you cancel your cable?
No, I haven't canceled the cable yet. I'm probably. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm still have both going on. Okay. What are you going to do? You're sticking with the cable
for now, but again, it's mostly Laker based at this point.
Right, Laker based. I have to keep remembering that you're saying that, but I'm trying to look for a way that you completely cut the cord completely, and you can't do it here where we live, unfortunately. We don't have Fios or.
Well, I mean, you can't. Yeah, you can't. You're still going to be probably getting the internet from them.
Yeah, but
regardless of what you do for your TV.
All right. Well, if I would pay them $5 a month for them to supply me with the internet.
Really?
Yes, I would. So let's see about that. But right now, I'm spending.
That's your dial-up service for $5 a month.
Right now, I'm spending $600 to $700 a month to make sure I can see all my packages.
That's good. That's good. No, Andy, the government is paying for that.
Ooh. Who is that guy? A confident swindler? Who is that?
No, that's
a confident guy who knows we're swindled?
That's your Social Security consultant.
I keep trying to draw.
I'm your fixed income life coach.
I keep trying to remember, not to tell people, but to just remember the look on my face when I knew that the IRS guy was going to call me at 10:30, and I don't even know, it could have been 7 in the morning. It didn't matter.
It was, yeah. We're 3 minutes from your house, and the panic starts at 1 hour out.
I don't even say to the guy, and here's the thing, is like, I could have said to the guy anytime after 11. That would have been great.
Right, yeah, you gave him the time, but just, yeah. But you're like,
I'm going to give you a time that hurts me because I'm so concerned that if I make it later, you won't call back.
I just
That's
want to
what it
make
was.
sure I don't enjoy my waffle.
And I wouldn't even have my waffle if it wasn't for my friend, Josh. I don't know why I said. I'm sorry about everything.
Okay.
Not just that singing, but the whole attempt to be funny. It's not something I wanted to do before the show.
No, you wanted to be a musician.
That's true. I've written a sequel to Karen. Karen, I'm back. Let's date now, Karen. You're 90. Let's get it together with a little fun. Imagine if I wrote to Karen. Dear Karen, I'm so sorry that I did not treat you with enough love.
Just checking back in to remind you, it's still not me. That person still isn't me.
How can you write "Don't waste your time on me" in a song? How's that a lyric? Karen.
It's not much of one.
Hey, come on, little Andy Kindler.
Like the guy who was about to beat me up said, I'm not worth it.
That whole thing about not being, I don't want to waste my time.
You don't really have
Not
to cover
him.
this. You don't have to cover this anymore.
No, not him, but in general, the idea of saying, I don't want to waste my time. Why is that such a hassle? If you hate someone, why is it such a hassle to waste your time pulverizing them?
Because sometimes being dismissed is worse than being addressed with violence.
That's true. You make it sound like a very solemn oath.
At least when you're getting the shit kicked out of you, you've got relevance.
That's true. That's true. Oh, I'm not going to get any more. You know what? I'm going to cut down the fights. It's my New Year's Eve. My New Year. Do you do a Jewish New Year's resolution too?
I'm too busy atoning for all my wrongs.
You don't do anything, and people think you're the big Jew in the area.
No, you're the only one who thinks I'm the big Jew. And comparatively, I am the big Jew in every sense of the word compared to you.
There's a lot of Jewish activities in the Valley. Don't kid yourself. There's Chabad.
No. Oh, yeah. I've seen it.
For example, let me tell you something that would be, if you want a good, let's say you want a menorah, but you want it with a good price. You get them now. You don't wait till December 1st. It says menorahs for sale.
Right.
I'm telling you, they're lying. There's no specific price for the menorah to be on sale. Every menorah must go? Is that what you're telling me? We're making way for the new menorahs?
Just wait for all the pop-up Hanukkah huts.
You, I bet, have a menorah. I have an LED menorah.
I think I have a couple menorahs, actually.
I have an LED one.
Yeah.
Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them?
But you've got a Christmas tree and stockings.
I do. When I think of, a lot of people say, if something ever happened to Josh, would you feel bad about it? I go, not when I look at that goddamn give it a shot thing.
Yeah.
When I look at his what would you call it? Like, not sadistic so much as his playful, I don't know. Got bored with that.
It was a good gift.
It was a good gift. Well, of course.
It was. You can't say it wasn't thoughtful.
It was thoughtful. If we had anything on the ball, we would have been selling "Give It a Shot" stockings. Mm-hmm. They would have been flying off of the chimney if we would even think about it. Joshua, have you seen anything to recommend to me? I keep thinking I got to tell Josh I was watching this, I was watching that, and now I can't remember anything that I was watching.
That's how it goes for me too. It all just passes on through. What did I watch? Let me think of one thing I watched. You do the same.
I've watched a couple of true crime things. What did I watch? Oh, I watched the thing that you told me to watch, but I didn't watch the whole thing, but it looks good. The Telemarketers looks excellent.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That's no fun. My thing is, here's what I like to watch. She's been gone for 45 years. Why is she gone? Will she return? 2 hours later, she either returned or she didn't return.
I did enjoy. I was watching some painting with John.
No, that's the guy, right? Yeah.
John Lurie.
Is that How To?
No.
What's How To with John?
That's a different John. That's a different show. I mean, that's
okay.
Let's start there. It's
well,
an entirely different show.
Is it okay? Have you seen it?
I have.
And how's the How To with John?
I don't think that's what it's called, How To with John, but it's something like that. And it's okay. It's literally one guy putting, who shoots the shit out of everything in New York and then puts together essays. There are times when it gets a little Jeannie Moe-see-and-say, but
it's the worst.
But it's a lot smarter than Jeannie Moe.
Right.
So there's good episodes and boring episodes, but from my perspective, it's like I'm in because it's a one guy thing. I love
right.
Anytime someone can get something stripped down and instinctive on the air, I'm so for it.
Right.
And that's the same thing with painting with John, which is just he's sort of it's very meditative TV, really.
And do you learn things from it?
No, you don't learn anything, but you.
Okay.
But it's a vibe. It's just all a vibe.
So there's no point where
it's basically a video podcast with John Lurie.
Oh, cool. Does he have guests?
He has people pass through. He has like a little cast of like his cook and his housekeeper.
Wow.
But he lives on an island in the Bahamas somewhere.
Is that where he lives?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And he paints. He does watercolors.
Yeah. I know that he's a fantastic painter. That I do know.
You'd enjoy it just for the watercolors, which is a central spine.
Yeah, I will watch it for that. Because my friend Chris Carey said you have to watch it. That I'll love it. I
think you will love it. It's you just have to. It's sort of something you just kind of settle in and vibe on.
Yeah,
and it's good. It's fun.
I keep thinking I'm going to watch more things, and I need to watch more things. I'm doing a good job now.
Do you need to watch more things?
Instead of watching politics.
Oh, okay.
Is what I mean. So
I think there's I think that's one of the central problems of modern life is that feeling of I got to watch more things.
True. That's true. But I'm actually trying to somewhat discipline myself in terms of what I listen to. So for every for every true crimey thing, I listen to something more spiritual or more helpful.
Nutritious.
That's right. But some of the things I listen to, I think, are nutritious anyway. I listen to This American Life.
I'm trying. I don't know. I'm at a bit of a creative sort of drift right now. So I'm sort of looking for. I'm kind of purposely looking for more inspiring things to watch. Not spiritually inspiring, but creatively inspiring.
Yeah. Well, what helps is movies. Watching more movies. Movies in the background, even.
I watched John Oliver's show last night for the first time.
Oh, that's a long time.
Obviously, there hasn't been one for a long time, but I had stopped watching it before we went on strike.
And how was it?
It was bad because it's like, and not every episode is like this. Sometimes there's the right balance of story and comedy.
Yeah,
but it's like. Their main story was about the terrible healthcare in the prison system. And already you've got a thing that people are like removed from. It's a depressing story. It doesn't lend itself to jokes. And yet here he is just barreling out these giant fucking jokes that are just dying in the room.
Oh, they're dying in the actual room?
They're totally dying in the room because no one has any stake in the story, If you're callous, you're like, fuck it, they're prisoners. And if you care, you go, there's nothing I can fucking do about this. The prison industrial complex. And so it's all this dire thing, and he keeps trying to make jokes along the way, and they just aren't working at all. And it ends up just being a failure. The whole thing.
Well, the thing is, it's also like a zeitgeisty thing when it's just like the Daily Show.
Like
you think about.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say before I forget. It's just like the formula works when there's a bad guy in the story.
Right. Yeah.
But this is like the system is broken.
Right, which is in the old days on the Daily Show. It'd be like, can you believe these assholes? And we're going to show them up
Right.
and make them look like assholes, and we're going to
give you a face
right
to hate as a symbol of all these assholes.
Yeah, I think it's just the form. It's like watching I could never watch the Daily Show with anybody anymore. It's like the form is just too played out.
It kind of is, and there can easily be an element of, like it's like a parent trying to hide vegetables and food, kind of. It's like, I'm going to do this comedy that's good for you.
Well, the other thing is this: there never, ever, and not that I ever thought there could be, or maybe I did think there would be a successor to Letterman or that kind of comedy. It's never going to happen again. There's never going to be a Johnny Carson because Colbert's back. I didn't even know that he wasn't had left. It's like, oh, Colbert's back. Nobody cares about, I think, any of these shows that much.
Not that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they aren't part of, they don't set the cultural conversation like they once did, but that's because the jokes are all gone by 11 p.m.
Yeah, you can't go back and you can't recreate. Like, to me, I even liked it. There's this thing I'm trying to recreate in my head, which is even when Tom Snyder or even when the lady who would say, and that's the way it goes, you kind of felt like a fake unifying purpose in your life or something like, oh, I always watch this late at night. And even Tom Snyder, I thought it was a joke, but I watched, or even Larry King.
But there weren't options.
Yeah, that's why.
It just was like you watch that, you watch a sitcom rerun, or you watch PBS. It's just like there wasn't an option at midnight, except for the thing.
Well, that's why I think maybe in the future. Oh, I watch my talk shows when I'm taking money out at the ATM. Oh, I watch talk shows when I'm eating breakfast or something.
Well, that's what Quibi wanted you to do.
Was Quibi?
Remember Quibi was that immediately failed. We make 4-minute episodes of things, kind of thing that all these bigwigs got behind, and then
the desire cannot be something that is just met easily. Like the desire to have a Sopranos show that captures the zeitgeist. You just can't produce it like that. You just can't go because we don't have it. We want one. Something else will come along, but it won't ever be like that again.
Well, no, because nothing can get an audience like those shows got before, too.
Yeah. Except Barbie, which you didn't like, so I can't even see it now.
You can see it. I think you should.
I'm not going to go see it now because I'm afraid.
Right now. I'll wait.
Okay.
You're wearing a pink shirt and everything.
I think this has been a good thing, and I think you should hang up on it because it's really...
Say that again?
I said, I think you... Chummy, 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 chum.